Hey friends, we're going to create something that I think is really fun. I have a little drawn little monster right here. He's a friendly little monster. He's got cute little eyes and funny little polka dots. And what we're going to do is we're going to make him have a really large, funny mouth. So what I've done is I've drawn and I've folded my paper, and when I take this little monster and I open him up, it looks like he's ready to take a bit of snack or something like that. What I want to do today is to show you the steps on how to do that, how to create that little monster, and let you all try to do it yourselves. So, we'll start off first by using a single sheet of paper. And with this single sheet of paper, you're going to take this and you're going to fold this single sheet of paper, kind of like a book, like we've done before, and you're going to create a good crease on that one side. Once you've got that crease in place and you've got it kind of looking like a book, you then want to turn it, and you're going to take one side of this, you got two halves, so you're going to take one of those and you're going to take it and you're going to fold it up so it lines up with the edge of the first fold, so that you've got something like this. Okay, we are going to draw on this side right here, and then when we're done, we're going to open it up and we'll take that and we'll add the extra parts on the inside. So let's start together. Grab what you want to draw with today. It can be a pencil, it could be a crayon. I'm going to use a marker today, just so you can see my lines really well. And what I want to do is we're going to start first with the body, or at least the top half of our monster. Starting right here on this little fold line is where you want to begin. And I'm going to create like a big half circle. So I'm going to start up and I'm going to create a nice round half circle. Inside this, I want to add his eyes. You can do it any way that you want, any shape that you want. I'm going to go simple, and I'm going to create two big ovals. So, and side by side, you want them kind of on one side or the other, because we're going to create his mouth on that same side. Inside those, I may want to add some extra circles. So I'm going to add another big circle on the inside of it. Make sure it touches. And then my eyes, I think, would be fun if I added some eyelids. So I'm going to add a straight line across and another straight line across to create some eyelids. If you want it to be a girl monster, and you want to add some eyelashes, you're welcome to do that. To make these eyes look kind of fun and like they're sparkly, add two little circles, and one at the top, and make it the same on both eyes, and then put a smaller one at the bottom, opposite it. So I've got one up here, and then I've got another one down here. Inside this little small circle, I'm going to take that and I'm going to color that one section in. What this does is it makes his eyes look alive and allows those little circles that we drew to really show up. And you can do this with your pencil, you can do this with a color pencil, you can do this with crayon. In this case, again, I'm doing it with marker. Now, let's give him a little nose. If you've got more room than I do, you're welcome to create a larger nose, but I've added a little nose right there. His body needs to be continued down here in this bottom section. So from these lines here, I'm going to continue and I'm going to draw the rest of his body. I think I'm going to do a wavy line across and connect it to this side. The other one, I think I did a zigzag line, and of course you can change it any way that you want. Where this line is where his mouth has to be. Now, while he's in this position where we haven't opened up the paper, you want to create the mouth so it is closed. So what I do a lot of times is I'll come from the edge. You need to get from the edge of his body, and you want to create a line where his mouth will be. If you want to add a little bit of a lip to it, you can thicken it up a little bit. And maybe at the top, add a little bit more line, just so that his mouth is a little bit thicker. I'm going to make it a little bit darker and kind of get rid of some of those white areas so that his mouth is nice and dark and I can see it really, really easily. Okay, so he's got a closed mouth. I'm going to jump down here to the bottom, and I need to give him some feet. You can design your feet in any way that you want. I'm going to give him, my little monster, 2 little legs. And then on the end of the legs, I'm going to give him, I think I'm going to give him funny little toes. And same thing over here, just funny little toes. Give him something to stand on. Okay, in fact, I think I might even add a couple little dots on there, make them like they're spotted. Okay. Now, once we've got this part here, we now need to work on the inside. So we'll take our paper and we're going to open it up. And now we've got this big space in the middle. What we want to do is to connect the lines, because remember when we had it like this, these two touched and these two touched. Well, we have to connect those lines. So what we're going to do, we're going to go from the edge of the mouth and we're going to draw a line all the way down here to the edge of the mouth. So it will come straight down like this until it touches the other one. Same thing on this side. This is the other part of his body. So we got to draw a line from this point here all the way down here to this point here. So we're going to draw another line all the way down. Now if you want your monster to have some teeth, you can give your monster some teeth. I'm going to give him some square teeth, maybe 3 at the bottom, and then maybe I'll give him 2 at the top. Kind of make my monster silly looking. And of course, this right here being his mouth, you want to add something. He could be eating something, he could be licking something. I'm going to give him a tongue, and since his tongue comes from the bottom section of his mouth, I'm just going to give him a big old wiggly oval. Like he's ready to lick somebody. And I'll put a little line on the inside. Okay. Decorate your monster. Decide what you want your monster to look like. If you want him to have polka dots, give him some polka dots. If you want him to have maybe hair, give him some hair. If you want to give him stripes, you can give him some stripes. Totally up to you. I think I'm going to give my monster I'm going to give him some stripes. Maybe wavy lines for stripes. And then of course down here I'm just going to outline this wavy line again. Okay. Now, folding them back up, this is what he looks like. If you need to tweak anything, you're welcome to. After you get this point done, we then need to add a little bit of color. And you can add color with your color pencils, you can add color with crayons, you can add color with markers, whatever you want to do. When you're doing this, of course, take your time, fill things in nice and neat, and be as creative as you possibly can. He's a funny little monster. He's fun to create and do and use your imagination with. And then, of course, don't forget on the inside, you will repeat. If you start up here with the stripes, let's say the stripes are, I'm going to use kind of a reddish purple looking color. And let's say the stripes are that color for me. Try not to be too messy coloring. I need to do the same thing on the inside so that his body looks the same when I open up the paper. After all, he is the same little monster, even though he's extended out. And so these right here, of course, will be colored the same as well. I will do the same thing down here on this section of his body. When you get finished with your pictures, I want to encourage you to share them with me. Go to Dojo, message me, and take a photograph of what you've done and message me with that photograph so that I can see your wonderful little creations. Now I'm going to show you one last thing. Let's say you decide to do something a little different. I've got another example that I want to share with you. I also have a little fish. You can do the same thing with a fish. Again, you have the body of your little creature, in this case the fish. Gave him a little tail on the end. Of course, when you open it up, his mouth gets bigger, and in this case, my little fish is kind of going after a little worm. I've colored them all in. But again, you don't know it until you open them up. So whatever choice you decide to do, whether it's the monster, whether it's the fish, either one, have fun, enjoy, and show me your work. I love y'all. Happy creating.